Hello, everybody. I don't know why my face is so zoomed in. I'm old and I can't work it out. I'm trying to pinch on the camera to unzoom it. I have to hold it out here. So I thought I would update you about Mexico and what's going on. So I have been here for about, I don't know, 6 weeks, something like that at this point. And wow, so much has happened. Oh my God, this is awful. I can see all my wrinkles and blemishes in like HD. Anyway, so we've moved into a new place. Can I turn the camera around? Oh, then I don't even have to look at my face. So this is our place. It's a bit of a mess because it's me. But this is where I sit to do my work. On the rare occasion I sit at a desk. But how lovely is this? Like, I bought these nice things to hang in our patio. I have my books here. Look, my books are here. And oh, by the way, people, there's a lady here that wants to stock my books in her bookshop. So how cool is that? And then what's really nice about our home is that, we rented it off a lady who was living in it as her home. So it's like beautifully furnished and it really feels like a home, which is super important to me. I'm quite a kind of homing pigeon. I like my nest. So then out here we have, oh my God, it's hot, our surfboards that were gifted to us. And, we have our beautiful garden. We get loads of wildlife out here, which is really nice. And then we have the pool over there. So yeah, it's amazing. I feel so lucky. Let's move this over here. Oh, it doesn't seem so close now. How bizarre. It's probably doing something weird. So, I want to talk about what the hell is going on, because you may or may not be aware, depending on how long you followed me, that I collapsed my entire life in the UK at the end of last year to come over to Mexico. So I have a cleaning business that I've been running for over a decade. I had been coaching online for a few years and something was just feeling really off. Maybe it's a midlife crisis. I don't fucking know. I'm not overanalyzing it, but whatever it was, I couldn't keep going with the path that I was on. I was really unhappy and unfulfilled. So I decided, fuck it, seize the day, put the house on the market, start closing down the businesses. So, if you happen to be a client of my cleaning business, it is still operating, but, kind of only just. Closed the, coaching down completely and reduced the cleaning down to its sort of minimum viable, whatever. I'm having a brain fart. I can't think of the word, but yeah, we have a couple of customers that we're still serving and that's it. There's no new business happening at all. Came out here. The freaking house sale was delayed and delayed and delayed. It was supposed to complete in January and it just went on and on and on and on and eventually completed late in March when I'd already been here for 3 weeks living off dust and good vibes and hope. Yeah, it was pretty stressful. So for the first few weeks we were here, I didn't really, get any kind of work done because I was so fucking stressed out. I honestly thought that the sale might collapse and that I might have to come back to the UK with my tail between my legs. I was like, please God, no. But of course it did eventually go through. And at that point, I was really able to pull the trigger and make some decisions. So we moved to a different town. We're in a town called Puerto Aventuras, which is just outside Playa del Carmen. And I've taken on a lease here in this beautiful home that I just showed you. The kids have enrolled in every freaking activity under the sun. So they are thriving, which honestly just makes me so happy. Oh my God. I literally still can't talk about it without crying. It's like, everything I ever wanted for them was to see them so happy. And it's why I came out here. It's why I did this. Everyone keeps saying, my God, you're so brave. You're so brave. But I don't feel like it. I feel freaking terrified most of the time. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what I'm going to be doing, how I'm going to be earning money. But I just knew like I had to do this for us all. So I did it. And yeah, they are having the best time, which is amazing. And one day I'll be able to say that without bawling my eyes out. Oh, it's so hard. Okay. Whew, kids. So late last year, when I realized I wanted to get out of coaching, I had this idea, an unhinged idea, to set myself a goal to go from £0 to £1 million in public, like a watch me build kind of situation. And actually, when I first had the idea, I was still coaching and I was envisaging this as like a mastermind thing where I'd bring in a few founding members who would see me build out the ecosystem. And I hired someone to help me build that, who took my money and then said, oh, you don't have the authority or the audience to pull something like that off. It's not a very good idea. And I just took it like a little bitch and abandoned the idea. Also fired the person that I'd hired because clearly that wasn't a good match. But I kind of put the idea on the back burner and decided, well, okay, maybe I don't have, the authority or the audience, so I'm just going to write a book about it. So I started writing a book documenting the journey, got the first 10 or 11 chapters under my belt, then got completely swamped with this whole moving overseas sitch. Kind of forgot about it. And it's only recently, since I've settled down and been able to exhale a bit and we're getting into a routine, that it's really come back on my heart. And I was like, I don't really have a plan, because I know my books are fucking amazing, but they're not going to make me a living at this point. So I do need some sort of a plan to earn money. And so this has come really back on my heart again. And I've decided that I'm going to go for it. I don't really know exactly how I'm going to do it, but I trust that the answers will reveal themselves as I walk forward. I just know in my heart that I have to do this in the same way that I knew in my heart I had to get out of the life that I was in back in the UK. And I have full trust. So I'm going to be documenting the journey very closely, very transparently, warts and all. This is not going to be presented like some kind of make money online content. This will be fully aligned with my brand values. It'll be about the inner game. So there'll be a lot of discussions about holding the faith, about how to sit in the fucking void when nothing is happening and you start doubting every decision you've ever made, when you feel like you're on your knees in the fucking dirt praying for an answer. Like, we've all been there, right? And this isn't talked about very much. So I'll be going into all of these things. I'll talk about the businesses that I closed down and why, the mechanics of moving overseas. Like, there will be nothing held back in this journey. And what I hope to do is to build a global movement, a global fucking cult of unhinged midlife women who are like, do you know what? It's never too late to build something as who and what we are without self-abandoning and make a real fucking success of it with no shame, no performance. Like, that's the goal. So, I don't have a concrete plan to bring income in, and I only have a limited buffer to execute on my house sale money. But I'm not going to try and jump the gun because I have finite resources. The journey takes as long as it takes. And I thought that was the most hilarious part of it. And in fact, in the, introduction of my book about this, I start off by saying what's so hilarious about it is I might never get there. I might just quit. I might flame out at 50 grand. I don't fucking know, but I think that's really exciting. And so I'm hoping that lots of people will want to join for the journey and see what can be done. And, I feel like I'm the right person to lead this because I am the woman who published a whole ass book about her fucking work-related fuck-ups and how unemployable she is. Imagine if that same woman can lead a movement of other women from 0 to 1 million, right? I'm not expecting the people who are following my journey to do what I'm doing, but I want to show them what's possible when you believe it, right? So that is my vague plan. I am available for podcast interviews, etc. Yeah, I don't know. I have so many ideas. You'll have to just follow along with the content. Please, if you're not following me on Instagram, will you follow me there so that I can go live there as well from time to time? I don't have enough followers yet. I also post a lot on YouTube and TikTok, which mostly goes out to Mexicans who apparently quite like my stuff. So yeah, you can catch me in all the places. But my main focus going forward, weirdly, instead of doing so much writing, I will be making lots of content like this. And actually today I've had a fucking nightmare because I thought instead of doing selfie style, what's it called? FaceTime, this style, I would have a go at like propping my phone up and doing something, just experimenting with different styles. What a fucking nightmare. My brain doesn't work that way. I was so distracted. I was trying to hang laundry on a thing while I was talking to the camera and I couldn't do it. What should have been a 30-second video was like 6 minutes or 8 minutes long. I couldn't do it. I was like, what am I talking about? I don't know. What am I doing? It was a disaster and it took me ages to get the settings right because the lighting was weird and I looked like a kind of dark silhouette. And then because my iPhone was further than 6 inches from my fucking face, you couldn't hear me properly. So that was like a whole game. And then, so I recorded that one and then I sat on my, sofa out here to record another one, sat out here to record another one. And, I was discussing a post I made yesterday, which had a really interesting comment on it. And my iPhone overheated. So that was a whole thing. So, this will be one of my first day videos on the journey from the 0 to 1 million is the decision to invest in, I forget what the fuck it's called, a DJI Mini, I think. It's like a vlogging camera. Because I was like, this is not going to work. If I need to be making so many videos, because I haven't even brought my long form YouTube back into the conversation yet. I've just been making short form content under 3 minutes. I was like, my iPhone's going to keep overheating. So, I've had to invest in that camera, which apparently is made for exactly that situation. So yeah, I'll be talking about all these kind of things, like how I'm budgeting day to day. I'm not really budgeting. Maybe it'll make me make a budget. What sort of things I am spending money on, what I'm investing in, what I'm reading, what I'm testing, what I'm investing in, what I'm learning. I'll be sharing all of this stuff. So it's not going to be like a step-by-step, here's how to make £1 million in X amount of time. That's not my bag. You know me, you know what you're going to get. So yeah. And probably the only other thing that I already know is that I will not be, doing anything or very much in the way of coaches, courses, programs, podcasts, freaking YouTube videos, all of that shit, because I know enough about myself to know that I need to follow what's in here, almost close this off, certainly close these off to anyone outside of me and just fucking go for it. And I can tell you why. When I started my cleaning business way back when, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. And it was kind of unusual. It was kind of an American model of doing things. And I found some business groups on Facebook and joined them, cleaning ones. And I was like, oh, this is what I'm thinking of doing. And I literally got laughed out of room after room after room. That won't work here. That won't work here. That won't work here. Do your research, blah, blah, blah. And me being me, I went and I did it anyway. And it was very successful. What happened after that was I started to go deep into the self-development rabbit hole. I exposed myself to a ton of coaches, courses, content, non-stop. And I went from somebody who had unshakable trust into somebody who had none. And was no longer able to hear my own I suppose like inner voice, not the inner bitch. I can hear her absolutely fine, but like the intuitive one, totally disconnected. And was constantly seeking outside of myself. And guess what? My income went, woo. So I won't be making that mistake again. I completely get the value in, coaches and all that stuff. Of course I do. I am one, or I was one. But for me right now, with a concept as unhinged as this, I need to ruthlessly block everybody else out. Like, I have to be super ruthless with myself, because like I'm constantly like, oh, that looks like a great course. Maybe I should buy it just to sit and collect dust with all the others. No, I need to just. So, there won't be very much of that going on, but there are certain things that I'm going to read. Like there's a book about how to start a cult. I'm going to read that. It might be quite funny. It might be quite useful, because that's what I want to do. I literally want to start a cult of chaotic girls. That's the plan. So, please support me, watch from the sidelines, lurk if you must, and let's show chaotic girls everywhere what is possible when you have your own back. Mwah! Love you long time.